Winnipeg police were out looking for speeders over the weekend, particularly in the area of South Winnipeg and Bridgewater. Police are also finding drivers whose vehicles are louder than they should be. That could include sounds like this. That's the sound of a vehicle with an illegal muffler posted to the Winnipeg Police Facebook page. Police say that particular vehicle was located along Route 90 on Saturday evening. The vehicle was not registered and had to be towed away. In a statement to CBC, Inspector Doug Roxburn of the Traffic Division said Winnipeg Police have made it a priority this summer to hold motorists accountable for aggressive driving, which includes racing. Motorists found racing their vehicles on our roadways will have their vehicles seized on the spot and impounded for 7 days. In addition, they will be issued a serious offense notice where the driver will have to explain to MPI why they should keep their license. Excessive noise from racing impacts the quality of life of residents in the area, which could trigger even more provincial offence notices or fines. Waverley West City Councillor Janice Lukes is outspoken about the way some people use their vehicles in our city. Good afternoon, Councillor Lukes.
Good afternoon, Marjorie.
Thank you for joining us. Last year, you spoke about street racing being an issue in South Winnipeg. So has the situation changed at all?
Not really. No, it's still happening. It was live and in full gear on the weekend. I can assure you of that. I've had residents send me audio clips of racing, drifting, all kinds of things. Fireworks going off in parking lots. So I don't know if it's COVID craziness or I think it's just a continuation of last summer. But, I'm really glad to hear that Inspector Roxburn has said it's a priority this year for the Winnipeg Police Service. I'm thrilled to hear that.
Do you have any idea just how far over the speed limit some of these drivers are going?
I don't have a radar gun, so I can't really estimate it, but they're going faster than 100 kilometers an hour on some of these strips of roadway. And it's just not safe. It's not safe to be doing that. It's a combination of noise and speed. And of course, sometimes the vehicles that have noise maybe aren't speeding, but they rev their engines. It's very difficult to ticket for the sound of noise. What the police have to do is they have to find out what the source of that is. So whether it's modified mufflers or whatever. So I'm beyond thrilled to hear that it's a priority. They haven't told me that, but you know what? You did. So That's great.
Do you know what streets is this happening on?
Well, Kenaston, of course, is a favorite. Kenaston, Bishop Grandin is another favorite. The South Perimeter, if you can believe, is another favorite. And it usually starts around 11 o'clock at night when the traffic volumes are lower or sometimes non-existent, and it goes till 2, 3 in the morning. And it's upsetting because of the noise, because of the speed, but I think also it's upsetting for people because they know of the potential, that can happen. I made a lot of noise about it last year. I did a call out to parents talking to their kids. I mean, I have boys. It's not fun when you have teenage boys, and it's not, they think they're invincible, and parents need to talk to their kids, and it's more than just kids too. Obviously, it's people with high-powered vehicles. And every time I do an interview or something, I get a lot of hate email, but I don't care. You know what? This is a big issue. Speed kills. A lot of things kill. Speed kills, and again, I'm thrilled to hear the police are making it a priority this year. And I'm not the only one that has this problem in South Winnipeg. I get calls from resident groups from all over the city. I get calls from other councillors talking about it. So it's just we've got a lot of nice brand new roads without potholes, and that's one of the problems. I guess it's not a problem, but it is a problem.
These roads that you mentioned, these are roads, Bishop Grandin, I think the speed limit there is 80. The South Perimeter, the speed limit is about 100. Kenaston, is this the part of Kenaston where it's 50 or 60 that you're seeing this problem on?
No, it comes off the perimeter and it goes into the Bridgewaters, so I think it's 100 there too. But I've been behind some of these vehicles and they just fly by. And if I'm going 100 and they're going faster, you know what? It's not good.
Mm-hmm. Now, what would you like to see done? You said, you're glad that police have made this a priority, but what more would you like to see done to help curb street racing and excessive noise on Winnipeg streets?
Well, I mean, they're really we're almost at the mercy of the police on this one, right? Because only the police can stop racing. So what residents have to do, there's two ways to report it. It's online. There's an online method to reporting, and there's also the non-emergency line. And it's important. It's so important to report because the police will see these areas. They'll eventually show up as areas of concern on their call maps. And so reporting is really important. Parents talking to their kids, teenagers talking to them. I mean, it's a statistical fact from MPI, teenage boys. It's a fact. It's not just Mother Janice saying this. It is a fact. Parents talk to their kids. And then as for noise, I mean, again, the only people that can enforce this are the police, and it's calling them. And I know we've got a lot of sadness in our city. We've got a lot of challenges in our city, but speed kills and noise impacts the quality of life for many people. And as we grow as an urban environment, these things are even more important.
I want to go back a little bit to something you mentioned earlier in the interview. You mentioned fireworks are also an issue. What are you hearing about fireworks?
Not only hearing, I'm seeing. I don't know. I guess people have nothing better to do, so they go to parking lots and they blast off fireworks. So again, another resident flipped me a video, and they're letting off fireworks. Well, I know there were no permits taken out for fireworks because I would have heard about it. I would have seen the permit. So we can't be doing these things in the city. Go outside, outside the city limits. Like probably the RMs will start yelling at me now, but it's we really just can't be doing this. I know kids are bored. I know people are bored. They've got a little bit of cooped upness from the pandemic, but we have to think of it's very dry. Sparks can catch things on fire. We can't be doing these things.
Mm-hmm. Is there any way to enforce not firing off fireworks? Are police aware of that as well?
Yes, the police are aware. They're aware of it. But again, it's things like this. It's kind of like you've got to be there to see it before you can enforce it, right? So if you can't see the fireworks going off, you can't enforce it. So the one thing I would like to say too is we do have a lot of police that do drive around. They drive around in unmarked vehicles. And I know I get a lot of calls from residents saying, look, we want to see more police presence. They're there. They're in unmarked vehicles. And I guess maybe after watching for many, many years, I can pick them out better. I can pick them out. Lots of people can pick them out. But they're not, the marked cars, but they are there. So that's a good thing. And again, to hear that the Winnipeg Police Service is making it a priority, I'm picking up one of my kids from work. He works on Portage Avenue, and I just look at all this beautiful new asphalt going down on both sides of Portage Avenue, and I can just imagine what's going to happen this summer. But I'm, again, glad to hear that the police are making this as a priority. So, because it impacts quality of life. And, the actions of some can cause devastation for others. In a second, people's lives change. I say that from experience. Mm-hmm.
Councillor Lukes, thank you so much for joining us today here on the show.
Thanks for covering this really important topic. Thank you so much, Marjorie.
Thank you. Janice Lukes is City Councillor for Waverley West.